Hey, what's going on, guys? Jake here, welcoming you back to another Random Ramblings video. What's going on? So I am currently headed to school. I have a test today. It's only 20 questions. I'm also sorry that the camera is very odd. It's weird. To me it looks okay, but but I know that, when you're watching the video it's gonna be a little slanted. Again, I apologize. I really have to find a way so my phone doesn't do that. I have to find a way so my phone doesn't keep falling, and I can just comfortably let it sit here, and so you don't just have to see my floating head like this and deal with what I talk, how I speak. Or I mean, not how I speak, but you guys know what I mean. Just so you don't have to see my floating head. There's actually maybe something a little to see if you're watching me. Although, again, as I've always said, I recommend you guys just listen to me because there's really nothing to watch. I'm just driving, and that's pretty much it. I already see my phone slipping as I'm speaking. Is there any way I can... It's there has to be a specific placement of my phone, that's just going to allow me to, drive in peace without it doing that. I don't know, though. I guess not. I admit I really miss my magnet. I mean, that was just so much... It just made things so much easier. It made just everything look better. Anyway, I'm going to just continue now because I don't really care. Again, I think you guys know I really don't care about how these videos look. It's kind of just what I say. I don't even care all that much about what I say either, to be honest. So how are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good. As I already said, I'm currently headed to class. I have a test. It's only 20 questions, and it's this really easy math course. I'd like to get an 100. I have a feeling that somehow I will get an 87. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I really hope I can do a good job. I've never been a strong test taker, but because this is only 20 questions, and I don't think that we have class after the test. In other words, I think that once we finish, you could just hand it in and go home. I don't think that there's any classwork to be done, and so therefore it's going to be a really short day because I'm just going to go in, take the 20 question quiz and go home. But I really want to take my time. I really want to make sure that everything is correct because this is such an easy math course. I don't want to dismiss a question and say, oh, well, it's just this, and be done with it, and realize that I made a silly mistake, because I've noticed that when I do the homeworks and stuff online, I'll be like, what the heck? Why isn't this working? And it'll be that it was just a small mistake. I'll make it so 7 times 4 is I accidentally think is 36, when meanwhile it's not, it's 28. 9 times 4 is 36. And I'll confuse those two products. And so I have to make sure I'm very punctual, for lack of a better word, in just making sure that everything is correct and well thought out and organized. So I'm going to do that. Then after that, I'm going to come home. It's actually I have an interesting story for you guys about what happened to me yesterday. And this kind of goes into what I'm going to do today and whatnot. So yesterday, my parents went on vacation. They're going to North Carolina for a missions retreat. So it's for couples who want to strengthen their marriage. It's not even necessarily if your marriage is in, bad shape or whatever. It's just that, it's kind of a little getaway for 2 days. It's really short. It's, my parents, I already talked to my parents. They sound like they're having a really good time. and so I'm happy about that. Nice quick plane ride, which sounds nice. I'm very used to like going to Aruba where the plane ride is like 4 hours, 5 hours. And that's not even long to some people, because for some people, if they go to like Egypt, that's 8 hours. So, but to me, that's a long flight, and so therefore, it kind of, sucks. So anyway, nice quick flight. So yesterday, here's how my day went. No joke. So I wake up at 8 in the morning. My break-in alarm to my house goes off. So like, if somebody breaks in while the alarm is on, it goes off, alarming you that somebody else is in the house. Now, my parents went on vacation, and my sister moved out of my house. So that means I'm the only one home. So if I hear that alarm, there's somebody else in my house. So I literally walked to my... It's funny, I wasn't even nervous either. Meanwhile, I should have been. And I wasn't nervous at all. Because, I'm upstairs, so I get to the top of my stairs, ready to go down, and this is literally what I say. I say, I have a gun, you have 3 seconds to exit my house before I shoot you. And obviously I didn't have a gun. It was it was just like a ploy that if somebody was in my house, like, you better get the hell out because you're about to get shot. I didn't hear any movement. There was actually nobody in my house at all. So what happened was the alarm on like one of my doors actually fell off, and that triggered it. And so I wasn't expecting that, but that's what happened, was that it freaking like the actual alarm on the door, like the sticky part actually came undone, and so that's what like triggered it. So it's interesting though, because of course it had to fall off when like nobody else was home, and like it scare the crap out of me that somebody's like in my car, in my home with me. So anyway, so it's 8 in the morning. I actually stayed up because I forgot to call back the company, or I couldn't pick up the call in time to tell them not to send the cops. And actually they sent a police officer, and I told them, like, hello officer, everything's fine, there's nothing there's nothing wrong. And so she was understanding. I gave her my phone number, I gave her my name. I obviously wasn't the person who broke in my own house. Okay. I thought that almost ended the video. And so, what if I just leave it here? That works, like... Wait. No. If it could just stay like that, that would work. Okay, I guess this will be the new spot until I figure out another spot. Anyway, so the police officer came. I told him everything's all right. It was just a mistake. I explained everything. So then I fall back to sleep at 9 o'clock because my first class is canceled and I don't have to be at school until 5:30. No joke. This is no joke. I fall back to sleep at 9 a.m. I wake back up at 7 p.m. I slept through both of my classes because, I have one class at 5:30 to 7. So that class was done. And the next class is 7:10 to like 8:45, but my professor always ends it at like 8:20 or 8:30. And I also have like a 45-minute/hour commute. Meanwhile, it wouldn't even be worth it to... It wouldn't have even been worth it to, I'm sorry, I'm apparently bleeding somewhere a lot at the moment. Anyway, like, Oh, I know where I'm bleeding. Anyway, I'm okay. And so what's it called? And I couldn't believe it, because at that point, think about it. So I have a class from 5:30 to 7. So obviously I completely miss that because I wake up at 7. My next class starts at 7:10. I have an hour commute. I would get to the school in my class at like 8:10, and he could potentially end the class right there. Like, it... I'm sorry, I have this like... Okay, there we go. Like, it wouldn't have made sense to try and, get in late to that class. So, like, it was just, like, crazy, man. Like, I was like, I can't believe I just slept that long. And I told my cousin, I'm not telling my parents because my parents would be pissed. But I told my cousin, he's like, I'm, like, concerned about you. Like, are you okay? And it's true, I haven't been feeling good for like 2 months straight. Like right now I feel good. But for some reason, whenever I lay down, I have a headache. I've told you guys about this. Like the back of my neck really hurts. It gets into like a lot of pain. I have like a lot of muscle tension for some reason. And I mean, that's just like, I think that had a lot to do with it. I also have sleep apnea. And so when I woke up at 8 in the morning, I had my mask on. But when I went back to sleep at 9 a.m., I took my mask off because I didn't think I was going to sleep as long as I did. So it was just crazy, And my cousin was even saying, like, you didn't wake up at all, like, in between, like, all that time. And I think I did once. I think I did wake up at 12 o'clock. But then I don't remember waking up at all after 12 to 7. And even the time I did wake up at 7, it was like a 30-second wake up. Like I barely even remember it. So, yeah, it's just crazy. I couldn't believe I slept all that much. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that, like, if you sleep that long, your body probably needed it. So I'm not like beating myself up over the fact that I slept through 2 classes. I know it's pretty bad, but I know I should probably care a little bit more. But I mean, there were no tests. It's not like, God forbid, I freaking missed like a test and I'm not allowed to retake it. That would suck, terribly. I would be in a lot of trouble. But yeah, no, it was literally just that, like, I just slept through it, and I didn't have any tests, but I mean, I still shouldn't have done that, especially because yesterday I really should have been working on lots of projects and stuff, and essays, but I really haven't, because this is what I have left. I have a midterm video project, which I'm going to knock out today after I get home, and then I have a 2 to 3 page paper, which I've already written, but I just want to revise it and just finish editing it. So that's almost done. That's practically done. The video thing is actually my like midterm. Like that's our midterm. So I want to make sure that that's diligent. But you guys know I'm a video editor and I've been doing it for years. So I should probably be able to get an A on it, even though I don't edit these videos. Then I have a 7-page research paper, although that's not due until like right before the Thanksgiving break. So I have like plenty of time to do that, but I do want to like make an outline and make sure like I can properly write it and not like rush it in one day. And then it's weird, I have like 2 primary documents that I need to write. And I think those are due at the end of October. I don't really, like, the best way I can describe like a primary document from what I have is that I have to go in my textbook. I have to pick a primary document, like a source of somebody speaking or some sort of, document based off of a, like, certain time in history, and I need to write an intro paragraph and a decently big body paragraph and that's it. That's all I have to do. It's honestly very simple. So I just have to do 2 of those. That would take me less than an hour. That's like nothing. I have to revise the one essay, and then it's done. I just have to make sure there's no spelling mistakes, everything makes sense. Proper citation. Source is listed. Things like that. And then This phone. All right, good enough. And then just so really all I have to do for the most part is just this midterm video and the 7-page research paper. But the midterm video I think is due either next week or the week after that. Either way, I'm completing it today. And then that research paper, that's 7 pages, which actually I've never had to do a research paper over 5 pages, so this will be interesting. I'm a good writer, though, so I'm not worried. But I think that sometimes it can just be hard to, write 7 pages worth of, content. And then that's pretty much it, because that's not due until, the end of November. And then just the midterm video, which I'm literally just going to complete all today. That'll be pretty quick. So that's where I'm at. How are your guys' classes? Are you guys in classes? Are you, are you working full time? What's your dealio? I have to say, I really love making these videos, and I even love more, having you guys respond to them. I know I'm not really talking about anything particular. I'm kind of just talking about my school experience. I'm not talking about anything that you guys could really respond to. Nothing, interesting, I suppose, that you guys could respond to. But I just want to say I really appreciate to all the people who do watch my videos, because, it's cool to just kind of talk about what I want to talk about, and you guys are somehow interested, or, somehow, you guys, share your experiences. I find it interesting, because then I like to hear your experiences that are similar. I mean, the experience with me sleeping that long, then I like to hear what some of you guys have to say, because then some of you, I guarantee you, somebody's going to be like, wow, you slept all that time, and then somebody's going to be like, yeah, well, one time I slept over 24 hours. And that wouldn't surprise me, because I think I have heard of somebody doing that before. They basically slept through an entire day. And but anyway, it's cool to hear how you guys react to what, my experiences. Anyway, I'm almost to my destination, and there's a lot of traffic, so I'm going to have to focus on merging lanes. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And next time, we will be rambling about something else. See you guys. Peace.